What is up, folks? I am here at my house, and it is time. It's time to do a thing. So, beside me here is my pool, and we are in Alabama, which means that during the winter time, you sort of just drain your equipment and leave the pool to sit. You know, we don't get real cold around here, so nothing freezes and explodes. So you just kind of leave it be. And what that means is when it starts to warm up, you end up in this situation. Okay? This situation. Now, we had a big windstorm last night and it blew a bunch of stuff into the pool, like plastics and things. But if you can see at the bottom down there, there are leaves and other random debris, and the whole top of the pool is covered in pollen. Like, it ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. And whenever I first moved in, when we got this house, I had no earthly idea about how to deal with a swimming pool. So the goal of this video is going to be to show you how to turn this, all right, how to turn this into a beautiful, perfect pool in about a week is all it will take. Like, it's really more or less fine now. It just needs a little bit of work. So we're going to get this whole thing started. I'm going to show you what I do to get it up in tip-top shape. Step one, we're going to take this net right here, and we're going to go through and scoop everything we can scoop out of this pool. That would be the top of the pool, that would be the bottom of the pool, that would be everything we can get our hands on. If we can scoop it out with this, it's going to save us time later. Gotten 80% of the leaves and things out of the pool at this stage. So I have stirred up a lot of the algae, which is fine. You gotta stir the algae up to get it out of there anyway. But we have scraped off the vast majority of the leaves and have gotten rid of those. And that's a wonderful first step, because now what I can do is I can take my robot from in here, which I'll be getting out here in a second. I'm gonna cut my robot loose in this thing, and he will go through and clean up the vast majority of all the smaller particulates. It does a fabulous job, an absolutely fabulous job. And while the robot is working, we will start prepping the pumping apparatus and getting it ready to do its job of filtering out all the micro algae and all that fun stuff. So let's get to it. What are we fixing to do?
Put Robbie in the robot.
Robbie the robot. I'm gonna put him in the pool.
And
all right.
We're gonna...
Watch your feet. Oh. So this is a Nautilus dolphin or a dolphin Nautilus. I really forget which one's which. And it's coming up on 3 years old, which is doing pretty good for a robot of this fashion. But man, I'm here to tell you, it works like a charm. So this thing's got a basket on the inside that you lift out and change. You can order different baskets for different size of mesh, if you will. All right, let's have that. Plug that in. And now, hang on, show us what to do, JD.
Push this button.
And then give him one of those. Good, that's
I
perfect.
want this one.
Well, I don't know what that does. Why don't you put it back to the first one so we know what he's doing. There we go. Let's go make sure he's working. Oh.
Yes.
The process
Is beginning.
is beginning. Watch out, he's gonna drag you in the water. Oh no!
What?
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. He's blowing water.
Yep, so it does a real good job. And start the process of getting the filter running.
Yeah. Start.
Alright. So I have already opened up and done a little bit of work back here on my filtration system.
Yeah.
But the idea is that we have to get this basket here cleaned, get all these parts put where they go.
All of them.
Uh-huh. Now look at here, JD. This one here. Pick up. It'll go right there.
So no water
Yeah.
comes out.
It's good hand tight. Then we got this one here. It goes
Running that.
here. Alrighty.
And get that hand tied in.
Mm-hmm. Good hand tight. And then we got this one right here, which which goes right down there. I don't know if you can see that, but right there. Okay, so we'll take this, drop it back to where it goes, which is there, and now we're ready to start pouring in some buckets of water and get a little water in the system, and that'll let us get to turning on the filtration system. All right, what we got here is just a bucket of water, and I'm just going to go in there and start pouring a few into the filtration system, and that'll kind of prime it up a little bit and wash things out if they need to get washed out. It's just a good way to start this conversation. Getting a little bit of water in there, work a little bit of air out, just getting a little bit of water in the system, which is not a bad idea. This is our pump control system, and I'll cut it on. You can hear that thing ticking. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this thing on and start pouring water through the system. And it's going to get all primed up, and we'll see if we can get it working. Now I'm going to cut the pump on. I'm going to show you how to prime a pump like this. I've been running a whole bunch of water into it just to get a lot of water into the system. And the way you prime it is as follows. What we're going to do, we're going to take the top off, pour water in, really get it going. All right, really get it going. Near the end, you cut it off. Top on, pump on. There it is. There it is. All right, now we're pumping water. Let's see if it catches up. You can see it pulsing in there. I think we got it though. Let's go see if we're pumping. Oh, oh man. Can see it working the air out of the system there. Pumping water. Well, we are officially pumping water, so that means it's time to begin the chemical treating process. Now, buddy, you gotta stay over there, okay? I'm gonna take a deep breath and open my bucket. Go that way. Never good to breathe around a chlorine bucket. We are in our filter basket. We're just going to take our chlorine tablet. Drop it right in. And now, to get this really going, we've got our Shock. This is Clorox brand Shock Ultra Blue. Look at that, buddy. Yeah, indeed. So we're going to take this stuff. Yep, we're going to trickle it all into the pool and let it begin doing its job. I know. I just don't want you out here when I'm pouring Shock in the pool. What I like to do is I just walk around and give it a little dose. Little dose. Alright, so we got our Shock in there. We got our chlorine tablet in there. Now we got to let this puppy just run. You can see how gross the water looks now, but that's okay. This is the way it's got to be because we're stirring up all that algae. What I got to do now is I've got to sweep this pool and get all this algae that's on the bottom. I've got to get that loose. All right, and this is the less fun of the experiences of the day, but it's something that is absolutely necessary. So let's get to work on it. So if you look at the pool now, you can see that it's nice and blue. All right, it's cloudy, but it's nice and blue. There's some stuff on the surface, but you know, that's part of life. I literally just got home. It has been filtering for 2 days. All right, filtering for 2 days since all the chemical treatments and things. And this is exactly the way you want it to look. You want it to be this kind of cloudy blue. It's not green at all. It's just a nice cloudy blue, which means there's no algae growing in there. There's just some particulates in the water that are a problem. And to get rid of this is a pretty easy task. All you have to do is treat it with a clarifier, little blue bottles of clarifier. I'll go see if I have any in a second, but hitting this with clarifier and letting it do its thing for a day or two, buddy, this thing's gonna be clear as a bell. Joseph, say, it's gonna be perfect.
It's gonna be perfect.
That is indeed correct. And once the water looks perfect, what we will do is we will take a water sample and take it to our local pool supply place. And what you'll find is your local pool supply place will do all of your water testing for you and tell you what you need to add or what you don't need to add or what have you. And once we make some basic chemistry adjustments to the water based off of what they tell me at the pool place, we're gonna be perfect and it's gonna be swimming time. So by the end of the week, this water is gonna be clear and perfect and beautiful and capable of swimming. So with that in mind, have a wonderful day. I hope your pool looks beautiful and perfect and comes out gorgeous for yet another season of safe, happy swimming. Have a wonderful time, folks, and thank you for watching.